Noah with American Muscle here, and we're checking out the Z Automotive Taser with the double bypass for the 2018 and newer Charger. Now, if you're looking for a simple and cost-effective way to unlock some higher trim package options like the SRT performance features and drive modes, then this little guy is going to be a very solid option to check out. Budget is probably the biggest thing at play when you buy your car, and a lot of times as car enthusiasts, we sacrifice trim packages for the love of the vehicle just so we can get into the make and model that we want. Now, trim packages come with neat stuff, and more often than not, some performance gains and track-oriented features as well. Now, luckily, things like this Taser exist where you can just plug it in your OBD2 port and unlock some really cool stuff with your Charger. Now, this is going to give you access to stuff like the SRT performance pages, options to use paddle shifters, or buttons on the steering wheel to manually control shifting. You can also use timers, different drive modes, and you even have the option to use line lock. Now, all in all, this little thing can transform your Charger from the trim package you got to the one you dream of. Let's look at the construction and design aspects of this Taser. It's super small, which is really the charm of the whole thing. It can be tucked away really easily and it doesn't take too much space at all. And it's definitely less cumbersome than trying to do a full trim package swap or a complete motor swap for sure. This Taser costs around $350, which is really a decent price for unlocking some trim package options. Now, this will work pretty great as a saving grace add-on to a lower packaged car, and this really can make your Charger a lot more fun without the hefty price tag of some other tuning options out there. You're looking at an install difficulty of only 2 out of 3 wrenches and an hour for the install time. And when you use tuners and OBD2 devices like this, it is super important to take your time and make sure you're doing everything correctly. To walk you through the whole thing, here's an AM customer who's going to show you how to get this Taser installed on their own vehicle.
To install the Z Automotive Taser, you're only going to need a couple of tools. Right here, you're going to need the push pin remover. There's one push pin you have to get out from the back of the trunk. You're going to need a socket wrench with a 10mm socket on it to get out the negative battery bolt to install the negative terminal to your battery. I use command strips just to make it look a little nicer in the back of the trunk for the actual Taser to hang on to. And then I just used a couple of zip ties right here to zip tie the extra wires together so it looks a little nicer. So to install the double bypass in a Charger, the double bypass goes under the trunk cover, and you have to remove the trunk cover out of the car completely. It's held down by 2 Velcro straps right here that you simply just move up like that. And then from there, we'll go to the passenger seat and select the seats down. Now, to get the back seat down, all you're gonna do is take this little tab right here, push, and the seat should fall right down and allow you access to right under here where you need to go. Now to get the trunk up, all you have to do is lift up and simply pull it out of the car. So where we're looking to install the bypass is under here. In this little box right here is where you're gonna first start connecting the bypass to, and then you're gonna later hook it up to the battery inside here. That is gonna allow the bypass to actually work inside where you're gonna actually plug the Taser into. So now that you have the trunk removed, there's gonna be one simple rivet that you're gonna have to remove to get this part covering up where you need to access the bypass at. So you're gonna take your simple rivet tool, insert it under here, and pry at it. Just kind of work with it, try not to break it. It might be a little difficult since no one's really tampered with it before. Now that it's out, so now that we have the rivet tool out, what you're going to be plugging into is you're going to plug these 2 parts back inside here. So let's go with it. So to get this part up, you're gonna lift this up. You're gonna hold 4 parts down to get this up. So there's 1, 2, should be able to get this last one up just by. Four. So now that you're going to take your double bypass, you're going to take these two right here. The installers from Z Automotive made it very simple to where they're going to go. So if you can look right here, this will have green tabs. Over here we'll have white tabs. So you're simply just going to take it and install it into any single one that you can fit it into. One, and put this in. Let's go right here. Now that you have this installed, all you're gonna do now is line the wires up to where the exit of the box is. Take the cover and snap it back on. Now that you have the box closed and the two ports coming out from here, all you gotta do is take your push pin back in, find the hole, push it in, make sure that's snug, and then after that, you should be done with this part, and you can start putting your seat back up and putting all the Velcro and all that back up. Now that you have the wires running out from here, all you're gonna do is run the wire down from under here. What I'm gonna do to make it look just a little nicer is I'm gonna zip tie this part down all the way kind of just right to here. Just like that. Now I'm gonna kind of take this and I'm gonna run mine up under here. These wires right through here. Now that you have this, set this right here. So you're going to take this wire right here and you're gonna connect it to the terminal as right here, and all you're gonna need is a 10 millimeter, and you should be able to get that off, and you're gonna stick it up under there. There we go. So now you're gonna take this wire right here, just simply connect it up under here, just like that. Then here, bolt. Now what you're gonna have to do is come to this fuse box, lift this last part up, it just clicks up. So now when you look at the fuse box, as you can see, so when you read the fuse box, it's gonna show you the layout of your fuses to where they're gonna need to be. So we have to pull out F37, which is your radio fuse. So if you turn it right here, your F37 is right here. Second row from the right, second to last from up top. So line it up like this. So all you're gonna do is take your simple fuse pick right here, and then you're going to go to F37, which should be this fuse right there, and you're gonna clamp on it. Like so. Take it, pull the fuse out, just like that. What you're gonna do is you're gonna take the last part of the double bypass. You're gonna take the radio fuse that you just pulled out, which is F37. You're going to take the fuse and insert it into the slot right here. Should be pretty flush. Just like that. Now you're gonna take this fuse as an entirety and put it just back into the fuse that you just replaced. So I'm gonna put it back, right back into F37, just like that. And from here, the last thing you're gonna do is just connect these two. You're gonna make sure that the plastic piece surrounding it is all around it. So connect the pieces like so, just like that. And then I'm gonna wire it just so that the wire is coming right out the hole for your fuse box, which is right here. And if you take it out, it should leave you something just like this. Now, to make this just a little bit more secure for the actual taser, I'm gonna supply just a little command strip on the back here. Make sure it's even, just like this, and just press it up right about here. It's a good spot. Now you're gonna take your updated taser, just like this, plug it up inside here. You should see the light flash at the very bottom of it. And then after that, like this, and after that, your setup is complete. Now you're gonna put your trunk lid back on. Make sure you line it up right. And then simply take your Velcro, put your Velcro back down, and you should be good to go. So now that your taser is actually installed, you're gonna put the car on run, and you're gonna go to your audio menu. You're gonna hold the left arrow and the cancel button, and it'll take you to the actual taser menu. From here, when you want to press, first thing to do is marry the car. So you're gonna press S. You're gonna hold left on the left arrow, and you're gonna press cruise control to marry, and then the countdown is going to go down from there. All the marrying is going to do is basically going to save your settings so that you can go back to factory settings within one click of a button. And after that, your taser is married, and you can go through all the menus that you have for your car, comfort. This will show the actual version of software that your taser is on, so you know there's a new update, what your taser is at. And from there, your taser is complete. So say if your intruder were to get the pin wrong on the car, or put the car in drive, the car will immediately start locking down. Another feature that can be used is the kill by fob feature. It is under the pin settings under your taser. So the kill by fob is when you press lock on your key fob, you'll see a delayed lock like that. And what that means is when you enter your car, your gas pedal will be dead. So nothing will work. And the car will not function until you enter the passcode to start your car.
That was the Z Automotive Taser with the double bypass for the 2018 and newer Charger. For all things Charger, go ahead and keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.